Friedrich Merz. The trained lawyer and former investment manager was sworn in as post-war Germany's 10th Chancellor, ending months of political limbo for Europe's biggest economy. The Merz-led Conservative alliance of the CDU and the CSU fell short of the required majority in the first round of parliamentary voting, but eventually prevailed in the second round, thus averting another constitutional crisis. For context, former Chancellor Olaf Scholz's three-way coalition government collapsed last year over its handling of a deep economic crisis and increasing geopolitical uncertainty. And this is precisely what Merz built his campaign on, a promise to revive the ailing German economy, rebuilding ties with key European partners and the US, along with a focus on tighter immigration rules. Over the last couple of years, Germany has gone from being Europe's economic engine to being its anchor. 2 years of recession born out of high energy costs, low public investment, and an over-reliance on exports have entrenched stagnation, with the possibility of a third year without growth in 2025. But Merz has already made progress in that regard. Whilst awaiting confirmation of his chancellorship, his coalition in March pushed through a legislation for a €500 billion fund to spend on infrastructure whilst easing strict borrowing rules. The reforms mark a major rollback of the so-called debt brake imposed after the 2008 global financial crisis. Additionally, this will allow his new government to ramp up defense spending. With President Donald Trump threatening to pull the US military shield from NATO allies, Ukraine and indeed Europe faces a bleak future. Following up on his election night call to Europeans to achieve real independence from the US, Merz has embarked on trips to both France and Poland. After his meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron, Merz stressed the need to deepen Franco-German cooperation at all levels.
Wir werden gemeinsam Maßnahmen treffen, um die Sicherheits- und Verteidigungsfähigkeit Europas weiter auszubauen und den europäischen Pfeiler innerhalb der NATO.
Alongside doubts about US security guarantees, Trump's import tariffs are currently Germany's biggest problem. The US is Germany's biggest trade partner. The US tariffs on cars, aluminium and steel are set to hit Germany's major export-based sectors like its automotive industry. So, Merz's coalition has outlined plans for a free trade agreement with the US in the medium term and has taken steps to avoid a trade war in the short term. On the immigration front, Merz has promised a crackdown after a spate of violent crimes blamed on foreign nationals. Migration and asylum have been contentious issues in Germany, the third largest refugee hosting country in the world. It hosts 2.5 million refugees, including more than 1 million from Ukraine. In a bid to keep the far-right anti-immigration AfD party at bay, Merz's new government is beefing up police presence at the border.
Wir werden auch keine Grenzschließungen vornehmen, sondern es geht darum, dass wir die Grenzen stärker kontrollieren werden und durch diese stärkere Kontrolle der Grenzen auch zu einer höheren Zahl an Zurückweisungen kommen werden.
Merz was once overlooked for the top job in favor of Angela Merkel in the 2000s. He even turned his back on active politics for several years after leaving parliament in 2009. And now he is embarking on his first stint ever in government. Merz has promised Germany is back, but he definitely has his work cut out for him.